person actually falling off the cliff is not Millie.
You're right, Jess. She was like, yeah, it was a bit bumpy, that one.
Spectacular!
How can you tell?
Oh, that smell.
And I felt like I was in a Pride and Prejudice episode.
Oh, the titans of Doctor Who were back. Gemma Redgrave, Bonnie Langford, Yasmin Finney.
Into the vortex.
I'm the Doctor. You don't have to stand over there. Come and have a look. It's called the TARDIS.
Ooh. Nice. But hold on, I can't call you Doctor. No, I want to know your name.
Yeah, that's tricky. Because I was adopted, and the planet that took me in, they were kind of posh. They used titles like the Doctor or the Bishop or the Rani or the Conquistador. Say Doctor for 1,000 years and it becomes my name.
Okay. The planet, parking that, 1,000 years, double parked. So you're a doctor, but you're the police?
Police box. No, that's a disguise. Inside it's a time and space machine, but outside it's like a chameleon. It's once I landed in 1963 and they used to have police boxes on street corners.
1963?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, jukebox. I like that.
Mm.
Okay, so back to the planet.
My world is called Gallifrey.
Gallifrey?
Mm.
And where's that?
Gone! Ruby, it's gone. It's gone. They died. It was a genocide and they died. So the one that was adopted was the only one left. I am the last of the Time Lords. And I am so glad to be alive. This thing flies. Do you want to see? Let's have a random landing. Ooh. 150 million years in the past.
No.
Really?
No, you are kidding. Don't be so ridiculous. Are there dinosaurs out there?
I don't know. Go and have a look. I want to know what the hell is wrong with this place. Do you see? It's calm up here, but underneath it is seething, just like downstairs with that creature. It's got to be a crew or a captain.
This is our reporting from 1306. I keep getting these temperature fluctuations. I'm flipping up safety bulbs 10 to 16. Try cost matching with the CO2 exchange. But until we get that pressure down, I can't.
Hi.
You all right?
But you, bro, we've been waiting for an awfully long time. Mummy, Daddy.
Oh no.
No, darling, we're not.
Boys, I gotta tell everybody. Mummy and Daddy are here.
A baby farm, run by babies.
Space babies!
They're here. They came at last. Mummy and Daddy are here.
Hello, space babies.
Hello, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
Oh.
Everyone back to work. Show Mummy and Daddy what a good job we've been doing. Make them proud. My job is to keep the pipes clean. I'm proud of the pipes. And I keep the oxygen nice and cool. We need oxygen to breathe. And I pull this string and that string. I'm not sure what they do, but I pull them very hard. I made this for you. It's a little flower.
Thank you.
I'm Captain Poppy, and I kept the station running for Mummy and Daddy because we knew you'd come back for us one day. We waited.
Right. You're not supposed to be running this place. This isn't Baby World. You got left behind when the adults vamoosed.
We took over. We were very brave.
Right. That's great. That's good. That's amazing. You've done a really great job.
I'm sorry, Poppy, I'm so sorry, but we are not your mummy and daddy.
I wish we were, but we're not.
They left us. Where did they go?
I don't know, darling. But I'm Ruby, and this is the Doctor. And we're your friends. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Oh gosh.
And me.
Captain Poppy, when was the last time that you had a hug?
Never.
Oh, baby, it's okay. Come on here, it's okay. It's okay. Shh. It's all right.
Come on, have a hug. So that was a normal day for you then?
No, that was extra special nuts. And you, Ruby Sunday, get this, your very own TARDIS key.
What for?
I have the whole universe at my fingertips. And I'm all on my own. So I'd love it if you came with me.
To what, just travel?
No job. No boss. Just fun.
We did almost die.
Yes, but we lived so much too.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
Ruby, something say yes! Come on in, follow me.
Come on.
Right, mate, let me tell you where we're gonna go.
Except...
Oh, terms and conditions.
There is one thing that I can never do, Ruby. And that's take you to that church on Ruby Road that Christmas. Absolutely never.
But you've got a time machine.
If you change one thing, a single snowflake, that could change your birth mother's story, and then you would never meet me. None of this would ever happen, and we would fall into the deepest, darkest paradox, Ruby, trust me. I think that snow was a warning. I can. And I won't.
Well, it's a pity. Because I disagree. And if you let me finish, we are going to go see my mum at Christmas. Right now. Come on.
Episode 1 is utterly bonkers.
What are you doing?
There's a mystery that all comes together.
Why is it so scary?
It's terrifying.
It's so creepy and slimy and gross. And the chap playing him was lovely.
It's about two people learning how to get on with each other, actually learning to love each other and trust each other and becoming the best of friends.
I'd love it if you came with me.
And out they go onto a prehistoric landscape, and there's a wide open plain full of brontosauruses. Here she watches a butterfly fluttering down, and Ruby steps on it.
Oh!
Ruby turns to face him.
What's wrong?
Now got the face of a lizard.
Did I do something wrong? Because I am Rubathon Blue of the 57th Hemisphere. And I do not do wrong things, Doctor.
The Jurassic scene was quite a big undertaking for us. It's a lot of visual effects. Millie had to be wearing a prosthetic, which we had to design. It felt like a really big bang opening to our show.
There was a lot of debate around this, because obviously we've done reptile, lizards, dinosaur-y people in Doctor Who before. Well, we don't want to be a Silurian, but we want to be in that world. But also, Russell was very specific, make her cute. So there was a bit of back and forth on how to achieve that cuteness.
If you have made an incorrect accusation, I will have to kill you.
No. Just wait a minute.
It's very thin rubber so that it all flexes and really moves and stretches with it. So there's literally millimeters of texture on there, and that will be glued on and blended in. So we just used her own chin, so we kept it as minimal around her mouth as possible. So there was a neck prosthetic, face prosthetic, and then this wig and all that kind of thing. We created some little antennae that had to come out the wig. So we made a little plate with magnets, so we could put the prosthetic on, put the wig on, and then we could just pop the antennae on magnets, so they could be on her head.
I did not think I'd be looking like this one day.
I think we did the whole makeup in under 2 hours. Millie was a little bit nervous of it. She never had any prosthetics on before, but as soon as she saw what she looked like, she really got in the swing of it. I think she thoroughly enjoyed herself, actually.
What are you doing?
Nothing, just...
I think we should bring her back. I think there should be a spin-off series. What happened when that little pocket of time ceased to exist? Where did Rubathon Blue go? There's a story.
Hello! Space babies!
Hello, Daddy.
This episode is a great chance for our set designers. It's throwing Ruby into brand new worlds that she's never seen before, and the way she meets it and challenges and isn't thrown by it, and it's a great set, that one.
It was really cool. It was fun to just have a bit of a play around with the whole corridors and like going in through, and there was so much to act with. Jocelyn's lair, I really loved, just with like how much the prop designer designed it with all the stuff that Jocelyn's like collected over the years.
She looks as though she's a kind of little bit of a hoarder. So it's kind of packed, it's quite a small space. And I think she's kind of just made herself as small as possible, but with like loads of lovely things around her and things that she needs. It was actually a bit cleaner than I thought it was going to be.
So it was just such a beautiful set, and I wouldn't say beautiful, but it was really fun to work in. It was such a quirky place.
It was described, I think, as a dark ship, and then we had a below decks where there were lots of corridors and it was snotty. Then we also had corridors upstairs, which is where the babies inhabited. That felt like it should be cleaner. I thought it might be nice if it's more like a nursery or it's more like a paediatric section of a hospital. So we thought it might also give us a nice contrast for the above decks and the below decks. The ingenious babies found a way to control the space station. Because they were too small to operate the controls, they did that by a series of Heath Robinson contraptions. When we started thinking about what kind of things they would use, we kind of realised the only things really at their disposal that they'd be familiar with would be toys.
And I pull this string and that string. I'm not sure what they do, but I pull them very hard.
And so we've got this network of pulleys and levers strung across the whole control room, which allow the babies to operate, and looks really chaotic and like mayhem.
Blur.
Oh, we're on a baby farm!
One of the rooms on the spaceship is the parthenogenesis room, which is basically a baby farm. So Barry and his team in props created this amazing room full of babies in tubes, which was simultaneously creepy and amazing.
So we had a lot of conversations about that. Some people thought it might be sinister. Some people think it's a bit unnerving. I think it's kind of beautiful, actually.
We're going to do a test today, so there's no surprises on Monday. because we don't want any water leaking on the set. So we're going to fill all of these up, get them bubbling away. That's our baby there. That breathes, that baby. See his chest going.
Fun.
Cuteness and weirdness everywhere. It was weird seeing babies in tubes, but that's the madness of Doctor Who.
Yeah, this stuff is slippery roofs, be careful.
Oh my god. Oh, this is disgusting. Don't call me Rubes.
This is samples and makings of the bogeyman snot. This is made with latex, and we're going to stretch it and dress it in set. I am going to aim at getting 500 pieces done, as it's a big corridor we're going to be dressing. So we're using a brushable, mouldable latex. We've got a hairdryer just to create a texture on top of the latex, so it doesn't sit so smooth. So we've got various different points that the snot looks like it's been splattered. After that, we are using a form of dirty down to create different colours and hits in certain areas. With the painting side of things, we're pretty much doing a dip. I've got 3 different washes of green, and then we're leaving it to dry.
This is the bogeyman's lair. Up here we've got snot tubes, which drip out in action, snot and tissues. And then we'll go throughout the set today, wetting them down, making sure it's all gunky and gross. It's made of latex. It's all expandable and stretchy, and it's all basically just stapled in. And then they've done some slime and some snot. So it's kind of like a mixture of resin, I think, glycerin and latex.
Morning. Yay!
Everyone's favourite bogeyman.
These are the wires going on for the airlock rig, which will suspend me horizontally, so it looks like I'm being drawn out to space. Then these are the new pair of hands, as opposed to having mechanized fingertips. This time I'm just holding onto a bar inside, and these are kind of wired, posable fingers. The finger is unmovable metal kind of thing, so it will grip onto the panel in the floor.
Yeah, that looks really good.
If it's the same as yesterday, you're going to have 10-15 seconds at the window.
Yeah.
Then we get that moment of there's something not right.
Yeah.
Maybe a look, what's going on.
Yeah.
Then we get the grab on.
The hooks.
Then you'll get the lift up.
Yeah.
And then you'll get the call to go back, and then you're grabbing onto the...
Great.
Okay.
Got it.
And let's roll, please.
Here we go, Rob.
Okay, settling then, please. Cameras are set and running.
Here we go.
And action.
Oxygen flow at 6%.
Felt quite exhilarating, to be honest, because all the weight's taken off your legs. It's a very different sensation to the other shoot, but it kind of lifts a lot of the weight of the suit off, so it's quite freeing, really. Felt like actually flying.
Shall we turn it off?
Yes,
Okay.
I think we should.
1963?
Oh, no way! It's like the album cover! Oh, I'm having the best time! Oh, look at the cars!
Oh, come on! Abbey Road Studios! Not called Abbey Road yet. Right now, in 63, they are the EMI Recording Studios.
And how do we get in? What, they ask who we are? Oh. Hi! Janet said we could take over, so you can have 10 minutes off.
Oh, right. Thank you. Very kind.
Oh, yeah, there's always a Janet. And everyone wants a cup of...
Brilliant.
Good morning.
tea?
Yeah. Make it a strong one, 2 sugars. Boys, do you want anything?
I'm all right for now. Maybe something stronger later on. What do you think, John?
Now you're talking, Paul, lad.
I just want a good night's sleep.
You keep playing like that, we'll all have a good kip.
All right. Let's take it from the top. I thought the chorus, don't slide in the harmonies, just hit it.
Whatever you say, boss.
Hurry up then, George. When you're getting paid £7 a day.
Good luck.
Thanks. Roll to record. And a 3, 2, 1.
I've got a dog, he's called Fred. My dog is alive, he's not dead. I love my dog, he loves me too. I haven't got a cat, only a dog. My dog, my dog, my dog, my dog. I've got a dog, I love my dog. He's my dog, he's not your dog. If you want a dog, get your own.
Okay, going from the second chorus, playing in the last 4 bars of the verse. Good luck, Scylla. And a 3, 2, 1.
I love you, you love me. We are 2, we are not 3. 'Cause you love me and I love you. We're quite happy, I think, perhaps.
Oh, Scylla. Don't mind us.
And roll to record, please.
You called.
That was the giggle! Hide!
You what?
We've got to hide!
You never hide!
I can't fight this thing.
I heard music!
Who was playing that piano?
The chorus of ancient songs calls me Maestro.
And who
are you?
Because
I heard music. And music is mine!
You can't do that. We need you.
What for? I'm not good at anything.
Can't breathe.
And then a second, and a third, and fourth, and fifth, and you put them together, and it feels like the most holy thing on this earth.
Episode 2 is nuts. Any story is good in which the Doctor's out of his depth, and the wheels come off on this one.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited.
It's so nuts, and like no other episode of this show that I'd ever seen, sort of made me think I have to do this.
Maestro was a powerful force to be reckoned with.
What I'm getting to do on the set of Doctor Who is basically my entire actor fantasy checklist checked off in one episode.
Oh, no way!
It's the Devil's Cause, and this is central Cardiff that we have turned into Abbey Road.
We found a street in Cardiff that looked reasonably good, sourced some period vehicles that matched the ones in the picture, and then at some point that street becomes a digital matte painting. So we put a big blue screen all the way across the street, so the deep background is a visual effect.
It's like the album cover! Oh, I am having the best time! Oh, look at the cars!
Oh, come on! We have to paint out the yellow lines and then paint in the black lines. There are angles in those scenes where if you pan the camera just ever so slightly to the left, the whole thing falls apart and you see a whole lot of modern cars where we had to say, we will see that building, we won't see that building.
So we locked off all these roads and we had this one day to do all the stuff that takes place on Abbey Road.
That day was one of our worst, most rainy days.
We left the last scene to the very end of the day because our DOP wanted it to be sunset. I spent a lot of time on the weather app feeling quite anxious, and it was Wales at its finest. The gutters were overflowing, everyone was drenched.
We were staying there in the pouring rain, thinking, what the hell are we going to do? And I had a pretty good idea, which is, hang on a minute, 3 scenes ago, they were dancing in the rain. What if they just keep their umbrellas? And then we staged that scene in the rain because we had no choice.
Me and Shoots were watching the scene from Big when they play the piano in the store. I don't think we did it as well, but it just sort of makes you think, God, I'm on Doctor Who.
Mark?
I think everyone comes to this episode expecting the Beatles in 1963, but we start in 1925. And if you know your Doctor Who, that'll ring a little bell when the Toymaker arrived in 1925. I think that's setting the store for the gods to be loose in that.
Can't you play something more exciting, sir?
There is one thing you might like.
It's called the Devil's Chord. Does that sound exciting?
When you hear the words the Devil's Chord, you just think there's a Doctor Who title. They say it was banned by the church in the Middle Ages. That might not be true, but that's kind of the legend the Devil's Chord has accrued.
We're shooting the first scene of the episode, my first appearance. If someone wants to just lift that up for me, I'm going in.
This is what you do for a living.
Best job in the world. We get a little glimpse at just how powerful Maestro is. And now his song is sung. You know, it feels very Faustian. That's the right use of Faustian.
We needed 2 pianos, one that worked for real and one with no strings or anything in, so we could put Jinx inside it. In earlier versions of the script, there were more complicated, more visual effects heavy versions of Maestro getting born. But in the end, once we'd met Jinx, she was so wonderful that we really wanted to just look at her and not at sort of visual effects versions of her.
Luckily, I have quite a bit of music training, but I'm much more of a singer than an instrumentalist, so there was I was practicing conducting a lot. I would like to get a little of me actually conducting the music. Then I asked for a baton. You don't call someone Maestro and not give him a baton, so. And you, Mr. Timothy Drake, you're a genius.
The gentleman who plays Timothy, he had a sort of family connection to Doctor Who, which Russell was delighted to find out.
My dad wrote the incidental music for several stories during the 1980s, so one Tom Baker, one Colin Baker, and lots of Peter Davisons. I was very excited. I've been a Doctor Who fan all my life. Proper one, card carrying. I think it's pre-titles, so I'm done and dusted before even the dum-de-dum starts.
Our poor man dies horribly in that room, all alone, and that's just the start of the problems. I love that opening. I have never had so many phone calls and conversations and emails about the look of Maestro. And actually, we worried too much. We should have just handed it over to our Claire, our makeup designer, Pam, our costume designer, with Jinx herself and said, off you go, because they just come up with actual magic.
The chorus of ancient songs calls me Maestro.
After extensive meetings with Russell and Jane, we've had a direction. At that point, Pam and I went away in our respective trucks and started putting images together. So I ordered 6 identical wigs, did a practice run on 3 of them, which eventually became our stunt double wigs. It was a real labour of love. I don't think I've ever prepped so hard.
The amazing designers, Claire and Pam, they reached out to me months ago and showed me all the inspiration. I was just like, yep, when I heard about this character, this is exactly where I would go too.
It was a nice big decision to give Maestro 3 costumes. We kind of early on thought we're mad if they stay in the same costume.
The first outfit was this piano outfit. There's piano keys sort of printed. We had them printed on the tail of her coat. I wanted to make sure that when they come down a building, this sort of massive drop sort of comes down. So it was a sort of dramatic thing. And then the idea of it all being black and white, like a conductor. The second outfit Maestro had, we decided to put them in a dress. And the idea was non-binary character. We've had them in a male outfit. Let's have a dress in there. I found a picture of somebody wearing this amazing dress, which had this sort of sculptural neckline. And I thought, okay, let's do something along those lines, but I'll make it bigger. Again, big hem on this dress with all these sort of curvy bits on it. And we did it in a sort of purple, which is a sort of royal colour, which I like.
I'm going solo.
And then the final outfit was a kind of nod to the toy maker. It's like a band outfit again. It had lots of frogging on it, but we made it in this sort of rich blue. It has gold braid that goes around every single circumference of these massive circles, and they took a week to sew on. They were great fun to make. If you were going to make them yourself, give yourself 3 weeks.
Come with me.
There's a chance in this episode to do a sequence we've been trying to do in Doctor Who since 2005. And the programme once did this many, many years ago in a story called The Pyramids of Mars. And finally, it was a chance for Ruby to say, well, the Earth can't be destroyed in 1963 because I'm from 2024. And the Doctor takes her to the present day, which has been ruined.
I remember there was a backdrop of ruined London, and it was really surreal to see. I don't live in London, but I remember Shoots was like, oh my gosh, that's my home. Then how am I still alive? Why don't I fade away?
Because of me. It was challenging. I think, interestingly, the trickiest part of it are the transitions in and out of that scene. Suddenly you go from one place to another, and then you cut back to Ruby and the Doctor, and the ash that's been falling turns into ticker tapes.
You get a very real moment of seeing a destroyed Earth, and then it becomes a surreal stage show. Maestro puts on a show of the destruction of the Earth.
The sound of a nuclear winter.
That was an amazing scene on the page. It's this incredible cabaret scene, basically. So we had to kind of think about how to build this set that was both magical but also vast.
How did you enter this world? A genius.
Jamie worked out how to light it in a sort of really theatrical way with big follow spots, so when the Doctor moves forward to Maestro, his spot goes with him.
I get stronger and stronger until I can reach out and steal the music of the spheres.
It was quite hard making something that was big enough, so in the wide you see the TARDIS and you see Maestro at the piano, 4 spotlights, and then we've actually extended above that to make it feel like they're in a sort of void, I suppose.
And you might be bright and hot and timey-wimey. But genius? Oh, honey, I don't think so. Sorry to keep harping on.
A new thing for me on this episode was puppeteering large objects. I'd never done that on an episode before, so the puppeteers and I thought quite a lot about how best to do that. We tried a few different techniques.
It's quite complicated to get a piano to spin round 3 times and then bash through a door.
What we've got is we've got some very strong chord, and we're kind of winding the piano up and then pulling it really fast in the direction that it wants to go.
My philosophy, I think, is that you need to shoot as much real stuff as you can and then use the digital tools to enhance and refine what you've done on set.
It is a really quick boost of energy in this area.
Yeah.
Set and action.
The same applies with the sequence where the Doctor and Ruby get eaten by the instruments.
So we shot it tight enough so we didn't see the floor, and I could get nice big thick crash mats in there. So we shot him getting pulled across the floor, going up towards the drum. We made a little tiny ramp as if he's going into the drum, and what they do, they're putting the drum in on post so it looks like it goes and disappears inside the drum.
Having Jinx on set was just an amazing experience. She embodied Maestro like I can't imagine anyone else ever doing. And we got to do some cool stuff as well. I mean, she trapped me in a drum, which was lots of fun, and I smashed out through the power of my afro.
This is what you call a reference puppet, I guess. So it's an element in this show that is going to be CGI. We hold it in camera so that the visual effects can do their reference on this particular puppet.
Those little sequences, I mean, they're so good. They look so real, but they were really, really fiddly to do.
The one who waits is almost here!
There was always going to be this massive song. The whole episode really rests on this big release of emotion. You want the storyline and all of the music to be moving in the same direction. All of the characters waiting for this moment where joyfully music erupts back into their life.
It's so explosive at the end, it's so celebratory. But again, I want the screen to burst. I want that fourth wall to start breaking down. I wanted Shirley Ballas to burst into it. I want someone like Johannes Radeby to be there just to make us laugh. You're meant to laugh and you're meant to sing along and you're meant to join in, but that's what a song is. That's what the joy of this moment is.
Murray's Twist is about 3.5 minutes and it takes place over 7 different locations. So we had to be very specific. There was no kind of going over or changing it. That had to be very rigid on the day. Murray and I were in constant communication for ages very early in my process. Murray had to do heaps of work in pre-production. So it was about having a very detailed plan that involved me and the director of photography and Russell, the composer and the choreographer, all on the same page.
I always say that the ends of the twist, that's one thing that can't be missed. Have such a little dance, 'cause we know what's best, 'cause we're the smart girls.
The song was always called There's Always a Twist at the End, so we want it to be possible to twist to. It's a little bit fast for a twist, but that gives it a slight edge of instability, which is something that's quite often desirable on Doctor Who. You want to push things so that they feel like they're about to collapse. Gives you a thrill when that's happening. Throwing the kitchen sink at a Doctor Who episode isn't new. If we haven't thrown the kitchen sink by the time the theme music comes in at the end of an episode, then we have to just go back and look for kitchen sink opportunities. That's our MO, really, in the music department.
I just think the more you can bring the walls down on these things, the more open and free the whole show is. You can't say you can't do that on Doctor Who. If ever you sit there saying you can't do that on Doctor Who, that's what I want to do.
I guess it could be dormant. It's a long way from the fighting.
Well, they're combat activated. They power down when there's nothing going on, but their sensors stay active.
You know, I'm not even sure it's...
Carson! Carson, where are you? Are you okay?
It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm not injured. Just stay where you are. I'll just...
Combat detected. Combat detected. Combat detected. Combat detected. Combat detected. Patient acquired. Sharp scratch. You're doing very well. Patient name, John Francis Victor. Calendar age, 42 years. Vital signs in normal range. Blood pressure high. Cardiac function good. Liver mildly inflamed. Diagnosis, blind.
Not blind. My vision is temporarily impaired.
Eyesight recovery time estimated. 4 weeks. Evaluation unacceptable. Combat medical. Failed.
Listen to me. I have a child at base camp. Check my records, my next of kin, Splice. She's my daughter and I'm exclusively responsible for her. Please, check my records.
Leave a message at the tone.
Kiss, kiss.
Next of kin. Informed. The Villengard Corporation would like to extend its deepest condolences on your upcoming loss. Thoughts and prayers. Sharp scratch.
Thank you, John Francis Vader.
Hello, I'm John Francis Vader, deceased. Apologies for your loss.
Oh, voice activated.
These are my mortal remains. At your convenience, please return them to my parents, Agnes and Millicent Vader. Address will be supplied on request.
Hey, John. Am I talking to an AI?
I'm an approximate AI reconstruction of the deceased John Vader. Signature elements of my former personality have been incorporated into this interface. Kiss, kiss.
What happened to you, John?
I was humanely terminated on the discovery of the fatal condition, blindness.
Blindness isn't fatal.
You literally just said that to a dead blind guy. Who terminated you, John?
I was spared further suffering by a villain guard automated ambulance unit. My recovery was estimated as beyond acceptable parameters for a conflict as budgeted.
Sorry, killed by an ambulance?
Life is cheap. Patients are expensive. The Valengard algorithm.
The what?
Valengard battle products are fitted with AI. The algorithm maintains a fighting force at just above the acceptable number of casualties. Keeps you fighting, keeps you dying, keeps you buying. Medical services optimize the casualty rate for continued conflict. War is business, and business is booming. Good to meet you, John.
Kiss, kiss.
Daddy? Is my daddy there? I heard him.
Hello? Hello up there?
You okay? You need help?
I'm looking for my daddy.
How did you... Why did you come here?
He sent me a message. I can read a geostamp. Where is he? Where's my daddy? I heard him.
Shouldn't you be tucked up in bed? What's a little kid like you doing out in a nasty war like this?
My dad got special permission to bring me.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Because my mummy got gathered up.
She got what? Gathered?
She got gathered up by God. He loved her so much that he gathered her up early so she can be in heaven with him like an angel. We'll see you again one day, Daddy explained. Where is Daddy?
It was nothing to do with you. It was the algorithm breach. The Valengard algorithm is protecting itself. The ambulance killed him.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
We sent Daddy in there. He's fighting back. Look.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Of course there's security. There's a firewall. Why didn't I think of that?
What's happening?
The algorithm will do anything it can to protect itself. Anything at all.
Anton.
John.
Antelope. I saw. Antelope. We saw. Antelope.
We saw the antelope together. I remember, Daddy.
Antelope. We saw. Antelope. Antelope. Sorry.
Tell her to run. John, tell your daughter to run now. Dad to dad.
I'm safe with Daddy.
Safe. Antelope. Safe. Can't. Antelope.
Any attempt to interfere with the Valengard algorithm will be met with severe fines.
Where's John Francis Beta?
The AI known as John Francis Vader has been identified as a hostile data virus and permanently deleted. Thoughts and prayers.
Attention. This landmine will induce fail-safe immolation shortly. If you are not the selected target, please stand clear.
Run. Start running.
There's no point.
Final countdown. Commencing.
Both of you, run!
10.
We'd never get far enough.
9.
Where's my daddy? I'm not living without my
7.
daddy.
And I'm not leaving you, Munchkin.
6.
I'm so sorry then.
5.
This is it?
4.
I'm so sorry, Ruby.
3.
I'm so sorry.
2. 1. Kiss.
Antelope, dad to dad, dust to dust, dust to...
Kiss.
Virus alert. Virus out.
Kiss.
Kiss. Patient acquired. Sharp scratch. Revivification protocol initiated.
What's happening?
Your father, who art in heaven, a kind of heaven anyway.
Antelope. Do your teeth, Antelope.
The Vanguard algorithm. The whole Vanguard arms industry, all of it, just got beaten up by this little kid's dad.
Doctor.
Oh, Ruby! Oh, why are you lying around missing all the good stuff? A war just got switched off and very possibly sent to bed without his supper.
What happened?
Well, it's kind of hard to sum up. I think if I had a diary, it would be a little bit too exciting for words. I think I could write it with drums. Can you write a diary in drums? I bet I could. Boom, tap, tap, 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 boom, tap, tap. October the 5th, I sent this girl's dad into the software just for a look around. Just looking for proof. And he must have been very cross because now the whole Vanguard mainframe has been taken down by parent power. Basically, Vanguard, just wait till Daddy gets home.
When I came back on board, I think phone call number 3 was Stephen Moffat.
I found this email on my phone from Russell saying, well, I'm going back. I'm going back to Doctor Who. That thing I promised I'd never do again. I'm doing it again.
This episode is an absolute classic of tension.
Intense, dark, emotional, and confusing.
What's an Anglican Marine?
These scripts are hugely ambitious.
He's got only his #1 super weapon.
Shall we dance?
He can talk like hell.
Doctor!
This episode is a chance to get darker. We've been running around having madcap adventures. Let's use the word madcap. There's been space babies and goblins, and that spotlight goes right down. And you've got Stephen Moffat working for you. It's the Moffat rules, frankly.
It is so nice to be here. Should we say hello around the table? Should we do that? I'm Russell. I'm one of the writers.
I'm Stephen, another of the writers and a relic of time past.
The inspiration for this episode came from the vast, imaginative cavern of my episode 1 of Genesis of the Daleks. Tom Baker stands on a landmine and he escapes 2 or 3 minutes later. So when I was thinking that the one thing I hadn't done in Doctor Who was do pure suspense, pure edge-of-your-seat suspense, I thought, well, let's put him back on the landmine and not make it so easy.
As the lights race round to complete the loop, opening titles. Thank you.
This is the Doctor's story. This is an absolute spotlight and focus on the man himself, and my God, it pays off.
This idiot little war, who are you fighting?
I think this is a rarity in that the person in the principal jeopardy is the Doctor himself. Normally you're confident that, yeah, the monsters are scary, the shadows are moving, but the Doctor is there to help us. This time, not so much.
Ruby, please listen to
me. No arguing, Doctor. Blood pressure.
Now, if you think of a Doctor, every Doctor, they dash about a bit. You know, they're whirling and twirling. Movement is quite a big thing about the Doctor. Now, you plant him in one spot, and he knows if he moves, if he breathes the wrong way, he will evaporate. It forces him into the place where the Doctor is at his most interesting, which is he's on the back foot. He's got only his #1 super weapon. He can talk anyone into defeat. So that's what I wanted to do.
I am a lot more explosive than I look, and honey, I know how I look. It was a very intense script, and it was very intense to perform.
Signal your understanding! She gets it. She throws her rifle aside.
But that's kind of what you want as an actor, just something to stretch you. And it's fun when you read a script and you're like, oh, how will I tackle this? And how will I do this? The answer is quite badly. I could only stay on my foot for about 5 seconds.
We needed to shoot for something like 20 days in a crater.
We've been to every quarry in Wales, I feel like. I was worried about the weather. What do we do?
We went to a place called Paris Mountain with Phil Sims, and we thought about shooting some of the scenes up there.
My gut told me that we should probably try and build it
I wasn't remotely surprised to hear that the crater would be built on set and not on location, because I've been in this kind of situation. You want a controllable weather environment. Oh, God, you do. Several days of rainfall could destroy your show.
During our shoot on a stage in our crater, it rained and snowed continually for like 3 days. So I was quite smug, briefly, that we'd put the set in a stage and probably made the right decision.
And action.
We needed quite a lot of height because the crater was described as being 12 or 15 feet deep. Some of the performers needed to walk up to the edge of the crater while the Doctor was in the crater.
You are in my sights! Signal, you understand?
I understand!
Making a set like that safe so people can stand on the top ledges as well and run down it is a proper piece of construction. It's a massive piece of work. Then you get the LED screen for the rest of the planet. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Action! I need to increase the weight on the mine at the exact moment I decrease it.
Well, it's gonna be tricky.
It's gonna be a moment, yeah.
I was very keen for it to be a beautiful set as well.
We started off illustrating lots of alien planet ideas, and we came across some alien planets that had a greeny kind of sky and had like a rusty oxide red ground. That was kind of nice because it was Earth-ish. The other idea we had was that maybe there were minerals in the ground that glowed or had a light quality to them. Some of that rock might be exposed. Russell and Stephen really liked that.
It was always meant to be a sort of science fiction crater. It wasn't actually meant to be like a crater in First World War. You know, it had to be something just, you know, sort of less muddy. With a design team like this one, it's always way better than anything I could imagine.
This set, for a start, is extraordinary. I've done a lot of movies and a lot of stuff, and I've never been on a set that is as well designed as this.
Your whole world does become that crater when you're there.
It blows my mind even now, stepping onto set every day, being like the amount of work that's gone into this.
Watching it on camera was so cool. It looked like an apocalyptic war zone.
Speed marker.
Okay, that's quiet forward, take that, please.
It was amazing watching this on rushes. Every day we get the rushes, which is you get delivered to your office everything they shot the day before.
Found something.
And this was like watching a stage play unfold because it's shot in order. You normally shoot all over the place, but Julianne took this and it just made sense to shoot these 5 pages, then the next 5 pages, then 8 pages, then great big chunks all in order. And it was and that just shows her mastery and her skill. That's Julianne's talent. Have the nerve to do that.
Longer.
Longer? Give us 6?
Yeah.
No problem at all.
I thought it was really interesting, the way that it read like a play. Everything happens in that crater, really.
Hello, I'm John Francis Vader, deceased. Apologies for your loss.
In my experience, most directors will go for long takes when they can. It's not an advantage to chop and change and have tiny little blips of action. If you've got something like this, which is very kind of real time and sort of continuous and tension based, it's good to stay in the one place.
As a director, it's important to give the opportunity to the actors to really just sit in and live in the moment.
Just sense of it.
Yeah, it's coming towards.
Thank you. So I like to do long takes generally anyway, because I find emotionally it helps them.
That made it easier for us to act with, really, because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm dead here. Oh no, I'm alive here, right, okay. But this time we were like really sequence to sequence, and it really helped us understand the ep more.
I mean, I loved it. It was like a play. We're just doing what we can in the camera, obviously following the principal person that's meant to be on camera, but you might get caught at any point while it's walking around, you know?
I saw your tattoo.
At the end, when the Doctor's celebrating.
Ruby! Ruby, Ruby, Ruby!
You can't get caught off guard because the camera's just spinning around with him.
Ow! October the 5th!
For this, we were doing 7-minute takes, which is actually very, very unusual on stage. And it says a lot about the actors that they were able to sustain that. The encampment set, probably people will be really surprised to discover, is actually on the back lot here at Bad Wolf Studios, and one of the walls is actually the wall of the studio.
Phil Sims made a beautiful set that covered all the bits it needed to. You couldn't see that Wolf Studios is behind it.
Our goal for that scene, if we could, was to try and keep everything in camera. We knew we wanted to do it outside because the quality of light is always great outside. We thought we could create quite an interesting camp from containers that looked like they'd been dropped by a futuristic dropship. We repurposed some shipping containers and added some marvellous polystyrene bits and pieces to them. We built a scaffold structure in front of it and then clad that with all kinds of sci-fi looking cross bracers.
I mean, the scale of it was amazing because they had all the essays there and everybody's dressed like this, so you feel a part of that community, a part of that world.
Splice, your dad, where is he?
The detail, the work, the fire, the bins, the essays, you know, it just really, yeah, like I say, transport you somewhere completely new.
You walk past part of the set and there's, you know, like locker rooms, and then there's a canteen where people were eating actual food, and it was crazy, the size of it. It was beautiful. It was really fun.
My bedroom looked epic. I feel like it was going to be like cute and, you know, with pink flowers and everywhere, but it was more like there's a bunch of crystals and plants, and like it looks very intricate and I really like it.
Combat! Combat's detected, that's what she said! Give me the gun. What are you doing? Combat! Hey! Can't you alone? Combat!
My belief about directing stunt scenes is you just got to be brave.
It's very worrying.
It's amazing that the human eye will believe that one person is another person. So the person actually falling off the cliff is not Millie.
Jess, my stunt double, did an absolutely incredible job of the stunt. I think she did that fall 3 times.
Just shoot my arm, just a little bit.
Your eye tricks you. You believe that it's her falling down the cliff, whereas it really was a really very brave stunt person.
I remember someone saying to her, "You're right, Jess." And she was like, "Yeah, it was a bit bumpy, that one."
3, 2, 1.
How does she do it? I think stunt doubles are superheroes.
I wonder... I thought... See, I was with my friend, and we walked into this thing up on the cliff tops, like a circle of cotton, little toy things like charms and skulls of birds. Just like a witchcraft sort of thing.
What do you mean, cotton?
Like strands with these things.
Witchcraft is a very strong word.
No, I did not mean witchcraft. I just meant it's like...
Where was it?
Up on the cliffs, a couple of miles that way.
It's what they call a fairy circle. You can ask him about that. Shut your face! When you say you walked into it, did you break it?
Well, yeah. No, but it was by mistake. I mean, it's not magic, is it?
Is it not? The cliff tops are a boundary between the land and the sea. A liminal space neither here nor there where rules are suspended. And then there's the blood.
What blood?
Do you know why Wales has so many picturesque little castles?
No.
They were torture centres set up by the English to rule with fear. Steeped in blood we are.
Tons of blood.
This land is a powerful place. It's said that he walks through the gaps. The spiteful one.
No, but it was by accident. My friend... He would never disrespect the circle or do anything like that. And I walked away as soon as it said rest in peace.
What did?
The messages, the little scrolls.
You read them?
Well, just a couple.
You opened them and read them? Why did you do that?
Well, they were there.
I think whatever spell was cast in this circle is now broken. What else did they say?
It was just...
What else did they say?
Well, one said, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Mad Jack.
Oh my God.
I think perhaps that wasn't wise.
No, I just thought it was someone's dog or something?
Oh, say that to Mad Jack's face.
Why? Who was he?
He was insane. And he's dead. But now she's broken the circle.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
The charm was very clear. Binding his soul to rest in peace. Semper distance to keep him away. But now, you've broken it. And if that woman outside is his herald, that means Mad Jack is unbound.
Oh, don't.
He'd kill me. He would kill me. I'm the one he'd kill first, and you know why, don't you?
What the hell have you done?
No, that's just someone at the door.
No, but you go home. You wouldn't come here, you go home.
There's no home to go to, you idiot. Not anymore.
He drank in this pub.
He called this place home.
That is not Mad Jack out there.
Then answer the door. It's him. It's him. Oh my God, it's him.
Hurry up, I've got my hands full.
I'm sorry it took so long. Because I think I'll only get one chance. And I had to make sure I was right. But I wish I could have helped you. I'm so sorry.
Get us coffee while you're there. Ruby, I said keep off the grass. Hey, get off the pitch, love. Ruby, what are you doing?
What's she doing?
Hey, there are no unofficial photos, thank you.
55 yards.
Put that down!
56 yards.
Ruby! Just stop that and get back here! Ruby! Excuse me. Hey, you get off the grass. I said, get off the pitch. Are you listening? Get off the pitch! Ruby! What are you doing? I have to ask you to put that device down immediately. Ruby! Stop it! Ruby! Stay where you are, that's an order! I said stay where you are!
70 yards.
I said stay where you are!
72
Final warning! Stay where you are!
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
refusing to give any reasons for his actions. Deputy Prime Minister Iris Cabriona has stepped forward to take control and has already promised what he calls a more lenient and listening government. Light! So long, and I tried so hard. What else could I do? It took all these years, all these long years. And look at me,
I was so young.
Spectacular! We are in Wales! Oh, that smell, that green, that coastline, Ruby. The rock and the water, it never ends. The war between the land and the sea.
Hey, you know what? I've been to Wales 3 times now. I went to see Shy Girl in Cardiff.
Yeah?
And then went to Mumbles because of a boy. I think I broke his heart. Well, there you go.
Bless him. Mind you, Roger ap Gwilliam. That's a bad example of the Welsh. Terrifying. The most dangerous prime minister in history.
Who's she?
Who?
What, over there?
Where?
There was a woman.
Well, she's not there anymore.
But there was a woman. She was just standing there. Maybe she was looking for someone?
All right, Ruby. All right.
Oh, no, don't step.
I almost broke that. Careful. Oh, honey, what a beautiful thing.
What is it?
It's a fairy circle. Man, that's so delicate. Just charms and spells and hopes and dreams. It's here at the end of the land.
Well, yeah, what did they say?
No. Just give them their respect, Ruby. Let them rest in peace. Like your mysterious woman.
Oh, she was there.
And we are here. Someone constantly there, behind you. It's a scary concept. I wouldn't like it, so thank God it was Millie.
Did you do this? Where's the doctor?
Whenever Ruby and the Doctor are apart from one another, it all falls apart.
I've cried so many times watching episode 4. It's incredible.
Sometimes what Doctor Who does so well is the human monster, it's the monster within.
What's it like to be permanently watched by someone or something forever?
They're in beautiful, sunny Wales. Spectacular!
How can you tell?
Oh, that smell, that green, Ruby, that coastline.
Filming in West Wales and Tenby was the only day that we were working with Ncuti Gatwa. It was really exciting to both be in this incredible location and also be working with this generational actor at the same time.
That reaction to me coming out the TARDIS is real because I love Wales and I've been working here for a little while, and I was able to tap into a real place. I'm like, yes, we're in Wales.
Chose this location because it has this kind of rugged quality, and we wanted somewhere that felt quite remote and felt like Ruby at the start of the episode is in this kind of like wilderness on her own, no help from the Doctor and no help from anyone else. And of course, it's like incredible natural beauty.
When they first suggested it to us, I was like, nope, we're not doing it. I'm not taking the unit to Tenby. But of course I gave in because I knew that it worked so well for those scenes. It was worth the pain and torment of getting the whole unit there.
We've got this crane up on the hill, and that's because we want to get these amazing panoramic swooping shots. You can see behind us we've got like 20, 30 people just working on getting this crane built. And prior to that, they had to kind of lug it all the way up this very uneven terrain.
It took an operation, a lot of planning, and thankfully it made its way out.
So we had 2 TARDISes for that section because we wouldn't have had time to repaint the first TARDIS. Once we'd done those scenes, we took it away and we replaced it with another TARDIS that we'd been painting up off-site to look really old.
We've aged it up, made it look, you know, like it's been sat on this rock for 60 years. And the art department have done an incredible job on that. They've covered it in moss and stripped back the paint and had bracken growing up the sides. But also all credit to the DP Sam Kerr, because he knew that if we put it there in the morning, the sun would rise behind it, and lo and behold, it did.
It was the most beautiful sunrise I think I've ever seen.
I love showcasing Wales in the show. I think it's very important. We all live here as a huge Welsh community making the show.
It's really important to all of us that we keep Doctor Who here. As we have grown, the production and creative community in Wales has grown, but they were always here. It was about just allowing their light to shine more.
And it's nice to see it on screen. It's nice to I'll try and do that as often as I can and show off this brilliant landscape, this beautiful place.
Forget I said anything.
No, tell me what happened.
Something profane has happened with the disturbance of that fairy circle. There's been a lack of respect for the Doctor, who's very respectful of alien cultures and alien life forms and alien mythologies. He's just walked through something very, very powerful. So something's gone wrong, and something is just corrected. It's like Ruby has to spend a life of penitence in which she eventually does something good, which brings the whole thing full circle, which kind of forgives them in the end.
Well, yeah, what did they say?
No. Just give them their respect, Ruby. Let them rest in peace.
Ruby arrives at that pub, and it's really a chance for a load of great Welsh actors for a long, like 12-page scene to sit there and be spooky and be as frightening as you possibly can, mostly to mislead the audience into what direction the story's going. You think you're watching a ghost story.
Mad Jack is unbound.
So many different personalities and dynamics in one pub. It's very hostile. The actors have been great in this scene. They're also so good at, creeping me out. So that's been great.
You believe every word that they're saying in the pub until you realise that they're actually kind of commenting on racism from English people. It's a story that keeps on playing tricks.
Yes, you can pay with your phone.
It was a really fun scene, but it was really intense. I think it's the first scene where you're like, ugh, what's happened? Where's Doctor?
The art department did a fantastic job of exaggerating and pushing the design that was already there to give it this kind of spooky feel, slightly almost like haunted location.
That lovely oldie worldy feel that we wanted, and it's beautiful. There's a lovely fireplace.
We worked with the SFX team to just give a very subtle, thin layer of kind of smoke. It really helps add a kind of cinematic touch, and which just kind of sets the mood and the tone of the scene. The pub itself didn't have the perfect view out of the window, 73 yards away, where we could place the old woman. What we had to do was cheat the view out of the pub window. We kind of cut out a piece of window and essentially erected it somewhere different with a better view, and then filmed Millie's POV shots through that pane of glass to get a nicer angle on the old woman. But in fact, the window you see in the pub looks out onto a slightly uninspiring car park. Yeah.
When we did Doctor Who in the past, we always loved including an episode that was very companion-led. I mean, what a role for Millie's companion, going across decades.
So my 2 episodes were the first for Millie Gibson playing Ruby Sunday as the new companion, which was really exciting, and she took to it like a duck to water. She was so good.
Her very first scene was just the most simple scene of all of her in the flat, just looking out the window at the old woman underneath. No dialogue, the simplest scene. And in that moment, I just watched those watches and thought, oh, she's got it. There's an absolute poise there. You don't often get that in young actors. There's a real stillness to her that was beautiful.
It's just a great classic Russell T Davies montage. We return to the same shot again and again and again.
We had birthday cards, and out the window you can see a change in the landscape of the city.
Little elements of high tech and drones flying through the sky and stuff like that. It's just to kind of allude to the idea that we're moving forward in time without kind of hitting you over the head with it too hard.
It's going to be funny seeing myself at 40. I had to get a movement coach to be 40 years old, and when I told everyone that when I got back to base, they went, what? And I was like, now I know how to walk like you guys. And they were like, didn't go down well. This is how 75 people walk, and then that's how 40-year-olds walk. It's like, bloody hell, I can't wait.
I will go to His Majesty and prepare for government.
The Albion campaign headquarters was a really incredible location that I really loved. The location itself was literally just an empty grey box. So it was really a kind of an incredible act of heroism by the art department in kind of transforming it into this campaign headquarters for the kind of evil Roger Ap Gwilliam character, with posters of Roger and high-tech computers because it's set in 2046. It was actually one of my favourite locations.
I just can't stand my face. Seeing posters 10 foot high and 20 foot wide or whatever
everywhere. It's really unnerving for me. And when we were doing the interview with them all, because we're doing the television studio, so there's lots of screens around. They're showing what the camera sees at all times. I was talking to them all, and all I could see was my face on 10 screens. That was kind of like a nightmare, really.
I have pledged to defend our borders and set us up on high as one of the greatest nations in the world.
But we're members of NATO.
When did NATO ever, fire a nuclear missile? Ever? 2031, the Great Russian War, not a single rocket.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Are you saying that you actually want to fire a nuclear missile?
We went to the real BBC in Wales, and it was a really weird experience because it was our crew shooting, but with their crew playing people in the show.
Behind the scenes, record our cameras, shooting their cameras, shooting them, record.
Mark it.
Mark up.
We had the very brilliant Amol Rajan agree to come and film a scene as himself.
I don't usually look like this, but today, for one day only, I'm Amol Rajan in, I think, the year 2046. Aging myself to look like this took a very, very long time. So obviously, I'm a very young, handsome, tight-jawed guy with a beard. They put flecks of grey in my hair. I've never had a tash before. Never had a tash. They shaved off my beard, which was quite shocking. I'm finding the whole experience absolutely exhilarating, to be honest. It's amazing. I feel like a Hollywood A-lister, and I'm very much not.
Working with him was somewhat surreal. He's someone who's been around for a long time in the media, and he's just so brilliant at turning it on and performing, and that's exactly what he did in this scene. Essentially playing himself, he kind of delivered on his trademark kind of searing journalism and was able to give us that.
There's a certain type of energy that, like, a journalist has. He has a very incredible mind as well. So to be able to be matched with someone like Roger, who has that type of mind, with someone then on the screen, I think it elevated the scene. For him, it was just like every day, I guess.
I could make it snow once upon a time.
We decided to kind of cast a new actor to play old Ruby, and found this amazing actor called Amanda.
How are you? You okay?
How are you?
Who not only was a brilliant actor, but also had a kind of uncanny physical resemblance, I think, to Millie, and was just a joy to work with, was so committed and up for it. Shooting with her on the cliff tops, she just totally came alive and gave this spellbinding performance that delivers on the kind of emotional heart of the episode, I think.
I read the script very carefully, but for instance, Ruby, when she's my age, right at the end, she says, "I'm sorry, I took so long. I tried and I tried and I tried so hard." It's very mysterious. It's a sort of script that you could go on thinking about and thinking about.
Oh, just leave me alone, will you? This is just getting so ridiculous.
No, I know, but come on, babes. We need to get you out of here.
Is it something to do with you?
No, I'm trying to find out what it is. But first things first, I'm here to save you, okay? So I want you to stand up and walk out, but without the bubble.
I can't do that.
You need to lower the bubble, because there are more of them.
More?
I think so. It's not just your office, and I don't think your dot system can see them. If you walk using those arrows, you could stroll right into one of those things and get swallowed alive.
Oh.
The truth.
Okay, but Lindy, trust him. I learned that a while back, and it saved my life so many times.
Bubble down, dot off, walk out.
You can do it. Bubble down.
Bubble down. Dot off. Don't bubble.
Did
you do it? Are you out?
I don't know how to walk.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to walk without the arrows.
You don't know how to walk?
Without the arrows.
You don't know how to walk without the arrows.
Oh, that's what I just said. Now shut up. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Exit, please.
Forward. Turn right. Forward. Turn left. Forward. 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 Turn left. Forward. Stop.
Elevator down to ground floor. You see? The arrows work.
Yeah, okay, that's good. You're amazing, Lindy. I swear to the sky, you are doing really, really well.
Oh, condescending much. Stop! No, run!
Run! Not forward! Go back! Move! Don't follow the arrows! Do not follow the arrows! Just keep them back! Lindy! Move back! Move back! Do not seize the bag! You move back, Lindy! Do not follow the arrows!
Forward.
It ignored you.
Forward.
Why did it do that? What did you do? There's...
Forward.
That's two of them now, just letting you go.
Let me get in the lift.
Forward.
Yes, yeah. Lift.
Forward. Stop and turn.
Lindy, just think, is there anything different about you? It might be a perfume, or your blood type, or just something different to Bertie Lester.
Police.
All lines are busy. We regret we cannot help you at this time.
But I really need the police.
All lines are busy. We regret we cannot help you at this time.
But I really need the police. There's a murder. There was a murder 10 feet to my right.
All lines are busy. We regret we cannot help you at this time.
Please, will someone help me?
That's why we're here, and we're gonna get you out, I promise.
You must be Lindy Pepperbean. I've heard a lot about you. Brewster Cavendish. I haven't got titles yet, but if the role of leader was up for grabs, I guess I'd put myself forward.
What do you mean, the great beyond?
The wild woods?
And further than that, the river leads down to the sea. There's a whole world out there, untamed.
But I thought the homeworld would just come and save us.
That may take a while, hon.
They're not coming, Lindy. There's only us.
But what about Mummy?
She's not there, darling pie.
You mean she's gone to the sky?
That's right.
Well, lucky Mummy.
That's what I said.
That's so lucky.
Yeah, we can go out there to this planet and we can fight it and tame it and own it. And be pioneers, just like our ancestors.
Or you could come with us.
We could what?
Come with us.
Yeah, we all choose escape, didn't we? So we could get you out of here in the blink of an eye.
I have a ship. It's called the TARDIS. That blue box. It harnesses technology that makes it bigger on the inside than on the outside. I could take you all. I could carry you to the stars. I could find you a home that is safe and clean and everything you want.
But we couldn't travel with you.
What? Why not?
Because you, sir, are not one of us. I mean, so you were kind, although it was your duty to save me, obviously. I mean, screen-to-screen contact is just about acceptable, but in person, that's impossible.
Like, you have a magic box? Seriously?
Bigger on the inside.
Excuse me, sir. That's voodoo. And it doesn't matter where we end up living, because it is our God-given duty to maintain the standards of fine time forever. Now, thank you. And goodbye.
Oh, I can't even.
I don't care what you think. You can say whatever you want. You can think absolutely anything. I will do anything
If you just allow me to save your lives.
If you'll turn away, ladies, before we're contaminated.
Like you will die! Out there! And I can save your lives! Now let me!
It is the perils of social media and what it can do.
In Doctor Who fashion, that metaphor literally becomes a monster that you can't see right next to you, eating you up.
The bubble, it's so weird, isn't it? Because that is probably what the future's going to turn out to be.
You don't know me. No, Lindy, don't.
The way we're going, I wouldn't be surprised. Danny, are you there?
It's about the society that's formed on Fine Time. At the end of the episode shows you exactly what kind of world you're in.
Dot and Bubble.
Lindy is one of my favourite characters in this series. I think if I wasn't playing Ruby, I'd love to play Lindy.
You're so kind.
She's introduced very much as the heroine of the story. It's an unusual episode in that the Doctor and Ruby look like they're taking a back seat. And brilliant Callie as Lindy Pepperbean is in every single scene. I think she is. She's literally in every single moment of the entire episode.
There was a murder 10 feet to my right. How do I feel about joining Doctor Who? I felt equally terrified and really cool and fangirly all at once.
We'll flip it for the POV.
There's a lot of pressure, but everyone's been so amazing and it's the nicest family to join.
It looks like the episode's making her better and better and better. The episode is kind of weaning her off social media. She's learning to see the truth. So you kind of think that's the moral of the story, which is look around you. Except the moral of the story turns out to be someone like that's better in her bubble because she's the monster.
Oh, my life, you're stupid. Me and Dylan, director, had loads of ideas of basically just trying to make her really insufferable, but like a real person, because those influences do exist.
Oh my goodness. The whole Ricky September scenes, it's so realistic. Girl, don't worry, just listen to Ricky September dance and you're like, yeah. And it's just so clever. It's exactly what we're all like. Hi there, Lindy. Such a super day.
We've got this thing with Lindy where she sort of does the peace sign all the time because that's just what all basic girls do. We all do this, me included. Those scenes were fun because from then on things get a bit hairy for her, but also interacting with all of her friends on the screens was pretty fun to do.
All of the characters are so ace in that. Like Gothic Paul. That's so ace.
I'm sorry, some of us get what?
Eaten.
What is it? Oh my god, what is it? It's eating me!
Cut there, thank you.
Here he is.
Oh, just leave me alone, will you? This is just getting so ridiculous.
The scenes in Ep 5 when we're literally just talking on like a Zoom sort of thing to Lindy was the easiest day of my life. We had an auto cue all day.
I'm here to save you. You need to lower the bubble because there are more of them.
More?
If you walk using those arrows, you could stroll right into one of those things and get swallowed alive.
Oh.
The truth. Learning your lines on the spot was multitasking like I've never done before.
That's great, and everyone does this.
But the lighting was really good, and so my cheekbones looked good. Stop, it's time to save the universe.
Action!
So we are in the world of Fine Time. They've set dressed it, but it actually looks amazing. Like this building is, I think it's pretty new, so they've not had to do much to it because the buildings and everything looks amazing.
Turn left.
We wanted to create this kind of incredible futuristic landscape set, 6,000 years, say, in the future, and yet we were trying to film it on a kind of real location, which was Swansea campus.
Because the university is so new, it looks like you're in like Universal Studios.
In post-production, we're also going to do a lot of VFX work on the space to kind of extend buildings to make them look much more kind of futuristic and sort of Blade Runner-y.
So because we knew we were filming this the first week of January, we had a very open and robust conversation about the weather. It's on the coast, the wind is quite strong there. There was no way it was going to be peaceful and sunny and all those things. So what we decided to do was record with our lovely weatherman Will lots of different versions of the weatherman.
Not gonna lie, we've got a little bit of trouble with the weather satellites.
From a story point of view, I think it works well because the people who go to Find Time were sold on the idea that it was a beautiful, wonderful paradise. But outside of the bubbles, it's actually grey and murky and not that nice at all. So it actually works in our favour.
Stop, no, run! It's weird thinking of a slug for that villain. There's two villains in that episode. It's technology and the slug. They're all horrible in that episode, but it's so gripping.
So the man-traps are this monster in the episode who invade Find Time and they start to kind of eat people alphabetically.
If those things are eating in alphabetical order, they're not bugs from the outside. They have been created.
The man-trap was created by Neil Gorton and his team at Millennium FX. There was a lot of conversation about what it would look like, how big it would be. We settled on kind of a snail-like slug thing.
Conversations go on about how a giant slug is going to eat somebody. There's a big digital crossover, so some of it you will see it will be digital, some of it will be that practical thing.
Having something there for real, you can see how the skin, how the colours of the skin, the feeling of wetness reacts with the lighting and the scene, so it gives us a direct reference that we can just A/B with. It is a much better way of getting to a high level of realism, and having that there as a reference is really, really useful.
They've got 3 people inside them, operating them. Actually 3, room for 1 more.
Is there?
Room for 4.
Have you gone anyone?
I had a look.
Yeah.
Paul Casey is our brilliant movement director who is kind of in charge of operating the monsters.
There's sort of tentacles that move, the lip comes down and that moves, the head moves. The nodules are animatronic, so they just run themselves. And then obviously we call them the doors and then the fingers.
Hiding place, please.
To the left.
It's sort of like one big team, really, and it's just all about information. And that whole process from design and build and everything, I had some Zoom meetings with Millennium and they're sort of explaining what it can do. So I'm sort of kept in the loop all along the way, which is a great help, because I just have a better idea of what's possible.
Oh my gosh. This is so manual.
We spent 2 days in the boiler room. It was amazing. I mean, yeah, it was nice to work with another human.
This is like a rain god praying.
Oh, okay. Guess what? I'm with Ricky September.
Hi guys. Yeah, the codes so we can get out of here.
So we decided to build the boiler room, and the art department did this amazing job of creating those big sort of piston-type engine things, which looked really rusted, but they weren't. They were just painted, but they looked really real. What that allowed us to do was shoot for 2 days and get that fight, because it was a really complicated fight, absolutely right. So we needed really for it to be completely controllable.
I said dot off!
It's quite complicated because we have to have our actors imagine the dot that we're going to later composite in as an element in VFX.
The dot we used, it was someone with a green stick and just running around as the dot. We had to really work hard on hitting all the right beats with eye lines.
His surname is Coombs. He was born Richard Coombs because I know everything about him. He changed his name to Ricky September when he reached 50,000 followers.
Lindsay.
174, take 2.
Thank you. And action.
Hey, where's Ricky? Is he with you? He went back. He said he had other people to save.
She seemed blonde and lovely and sweet and innocent. Actually, she's ruthless, she's rich, she's vile.
You could come with us.
We could what?
That reveal at the end of the air, it was heartbreaking.
We couldn't travel with you.
Why not? It's the moment when we look around and everyone is white.
Because you, sir, are not one of us.
And the moment we cast Shooty, everyone said to me, oh my God, what's it going to be like when he goes into the past? Because the Black Doctor's going to face such racism. And you sit there going, what about now? And why do you think racism's only in the past? When you look at what's happening to the world.
But you will die! Out there! And I can save your lives! Now let me!
I thought it was a really powerful and clever episode.
Rogue, I am telling you, you have got the wrong man. Okay, and I can prove it. This authenticates me as non-shoulder.
It says you're hot.
Does it? I'm sorry. No, it's broken.
Is it you're hot or
no,
I'm hot?
It is just that it's...
Who's hot, Doctor?
It means the temperature.
It suits you, flustered. It's a good look. You should try it more often.
It says the man about to kill me.
Gotta do my job. But just for the paperwork. This job has so much paperwork ever since we got that new boss.
Scanning.
Ah. Deep scanner confirmed. Shapeshifter.
Transport gate charging. Press send in 10 vexels.
I'm just so trigger happy.
How long does the vexel last?
9.
Oh, that long.
Nice knowing you,
8.
Doc.
Rogue, I'm telling you, you've got the wrong man.
7.
If you kill me, you leave a children out there on 19th century Earth. Think of all the innocent people that would die.
5.
Okay, and if I've only got 5 vexels,
4.
then I beg of you, look.
3. Scanning. 2. 1. Press send. Press send.
I'm not a older. I'm something much older and far more powerful. I'm a Lord of Time from the lost and fallen planet of Gallifrey. Now let me go, Bounty Hunter. We have work to do.
Wow.
You ready for this?
It's not my first shed.
Oh my God! Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
Take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
I'm in love with this machine. Dimensionally transcendental and so clean.
Yes, the things that you don't recognize are called surfaces. Oh man, you make me sound so boring.
What was that?
Nothing. Indigestion. She gets upset by bounty hunters. It's the moral void, no offense.
And this from the ancient and fallen world of Gallifrey? Where the hell is that?
Well, I might take you one day. All right. In a few minutes, it will no longer be a death trap. You are welcome.
Why? What does it do now?
Well, whatever the Chulda has done, I can't let you kill it. I also can't let it kill others. So, instead, we will transport it to a random, barren dimension, no one to hurt, no way back.
Okay. Who did you lose?
What?
You lost someone.
How'd you know that?
Because I know.
There was... Yeah. We traveled together, we had fun, you know? And then a day came along, and at the end of that day, I lost them. What about you?
I lost everyone.
At the party, I saw you with that woman.
My best friend.
Do you ever wonder why keep going?
Because we have to. We have to live each day because they can't. You don't have to stay a bounty hunter, Rogue. You could travel with me. Oh! The worlds I could show you, Rogue.
And what if I like what I do? Would you travel with me?
That is quite an argument. I tell you what, when we both get out of this, let's argue across the stars.
I like that.
The trap is ready.
Now let's get back to this party before anyone else dies!
Doctor, how long's Vexel?
Don't pretend.
No, I'm not. It's me, Doctor.
Nice try.
No, my mum's called Carla and my grand's called Sherry, and it snows when I was born, and we met space babies, and I'm really, really sorry.
How?
I cosplayed. Battle mode.
Doctor, I can't move. That's what she did to me! How could you mistake her for me?
She has the scent of a childer.
Idiot. It's a false scent from that cheap psychic jewelry.
Transform off! Transform off! Transform off! Transform off!
Transport gate charged. Press send.
You won't press send. You're too soft and feeble to dispatch your little blonde friend. Emily, you have my full permission. Become the Doctor.
Trap locked. 6.
Doctor, press send. We've only got one chance. I can't.
He's too much of a coward.
Press the button.
It will save Ruby!
No, Doctor, it's fine.
No! 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 No!
If you don't send, the Cholder will escape, and Ruby dies anyway.
Transport gate charged.
It's fine.
Press send.
They'll kill us. Then this house, then London, then the world. You know that. You absolutely know it. So can you do it? Can you lose your friend to save the world? I know.
Matter exchange. Trap locked at 6.
Find me. You okay?
I had so much fun. I felt like I was in a Pride and Prejudice episode. My Bridgerton!
I get to be Regency Duchess of Pemberton, and then Achilda becomes the Duchess.
Run.
You think of that time period, you do think of the sweeping romance.
Shall we? And there's a real connection that Rogue has with the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
Just the Doctor?
Just Rogue.
We were very excited to be dancing and looking like that.
So I think it's simply beautiful to watch.
You ready for this?
It took my breath away. It was so fun.
We've had Maestro, we've had an ambulance, we've had all sorts of enemies in this, but not your classic Doctor Who monster, go and kill him like that. And so that's what I said, please can we do that?
We came with original pictures and ideas and then chatted it over with Russell, and they're really friendly and supportive and kind of what would fit within the series as a whole. We already wanted romance, we love body snatcher, aliens, so that was kind of already there. And then putting it in that more historical setting and making them bird monsters was kind of developed together.
Oh my God, the Children are amazing. The Children's like crazy bird faces.
We're gonna cosplay this planet to death!
I don't know what I was expecting. Just didn't expect them to still be in their gowns.
I mean, it's a good look.
I want to be him. I want it.
Originally our aliens, though, looked a bit more alien-like, I suppose, in their alien form, and Russell's like, make them bird monsters.
I've got quite a history on Doctor Who of using animals. I've done rhinos, and we've had cats, we've had pigs, and here come the birds.
And don't I look fabulous?
The Childers' prosthetics was incredible. They completely disappeared.
They sort of scan your head, and then they've made out of latex this mould. Is covered in feathers. It's really beautiful with a massive beak.
You forgot what they all actually looked like. I have no idea what Indira looks like, actually.
But I remember Indira Varma just coming up to me, just going, "Hi, I'm Indira," and she was in this big bird getup. I was like, "Are you?"
I want to be the Doctor. Who wants to fight for the other one?
You forget that you're wearing it, and so you're just having normal conversations, and then suddenly people will look at you in a certain way and go, "Sorry, this is just too weird."
There's something about bird faces that's there's something that sits well in that world.
I, of course, could not comment.
So the colours, the ceremony, the show, the flamboyance. Just the beauty of birds.
Oh, come now, loves. A party isn't a party without a costume change.
I think it's 8,000 hours in order to get the Childer makeup on. I think that's what it feels like for them.
Oh, not long, just maybe 3.5 to 4 hours. And then about 45 minutes to take it all off. I've got my chest and neck piece, that gets put on first, and then the head bit, and then last goes the face.
It's warm. It's kind of itchy. If you get something in your eye, there's nothing you can do because you've got like claws on your hands and you don't want to poke your eye out. But other than that, it's like, it's completely fine, and actually it helps you get into character a lot more.
It's my first chance on Doctor Who where every member of an alien species looks different. Because normally you just get one mask and you shove it on one person and all the Siluans look the same. For once, all the Childer birds look different to each other, and I love that. It's a family of birds.
Set and action.
You are a bounty hunter. That is so cool.
So Rogue is basically an alien bounty hunter. So even though I'm dressed Regency, I'm actually in a costume, sort of in a similar way that the Doctor is who the Doctor is, dressing up for each occasion of any particular world that he's in.
I'm here for the money, nothing more.
So where are you taking me?
My ship.
Rogue initially takes the Doctor prisoner and then takes him back to his ship, and Kylie Minogue's involved, and I don't want to say too much because the scene in his ship is so funny.
Classic! This is Rogue's spaceship. It's not as good as the TARDIS at all.
This place is a mess.
I think I found it fun because the TARDIS is generally quite clean. We thought it was fun to just have this kind of opposites vibe.
Dimensionally transcendental and so clean.
We were like, well, let's have his ship more scrappy and in a state of disarray. And again, someone that's emotionally just working through some stuff. We were like, well, how can we represent that in his ship?
Rogue, honey, you need company.
I live alone.
Rogue is just probably fixing his ship by hand. And so it's going to look a bit more cluttered and in need of love, much like Rogue is.
This is the Asarian ship, a place where Rogue lives and works and creates all sorts of different contraptions and maybe weapons and maybe devices to help him capture people.
It's a trap. Triform on.
Triform activated. In this area, the idea is that it's a central space where Rogue does his most important and delicate work. It's also where he can view holograms and generate images of different planets or look at data or information he needs to check in relation to a job that he might have.
Scanning. Deep scanner confirmed. Shapeshifter.
Transport gate charging. These are benches that we've created. The idea loosely is that they look like a conveyor belt or an elevator that move up and down through the ship to bring different bits and pieces up into the ship for him to work on or construct. That are also recycled from another spaceship we created for Special 2. The walls and the doors of this spaceship are taken from Space Babies. 80% of this is recycled from previous sets that we've put together. The trick is we always want to try and reinvent it. We don't want it to look recycled. We want it to look like it's a new spaceship. But ideally, when you first see it, you believe it's a brand new set and it's all built specifically for the Asarian.
It's convenient because I've been wanting some new shelves over there. Oh, haha.
The way we open these doors is a highly technical, mechanical system. So the motor behind these doors is a human called John who works in the prop department. He would push the doors entering like this, and then he'll open the door. And that's how the high-tech doors of Doctor Who work.
Wow.
We're shooting a lot of scenes in what feels like a kind of a giant estate that's meant in the show to be one location, but it's 3 different phenomenal historic places. From the shrubbery to the sort of haunted vibes of the inside of some of the homes.
You soak up the atmosphere. We were in Tredegar House last week at night, running through the grounds. It was so beautiful and magical.
So we are back in Tredegar House, home of many Doctor Who's over the years, but this time we're using the grounds and inside as well. In this episode, it's all about one period property, but to give us the various aspects, library, ballroom, we're stitching it together for various houses. So here at Tredegar, we've got the grounds, we've also got the library. A way for us to sort of stitch the 3 together. I mean, it helps certainly in things like these lanterns. Outside at Margam, you'll see some of these as well, because hopefully it's a bit of a shorthand to suggest, we're still in the same grounds. So here in the wall garden, part of the orangery, it's all still actually in pots. So as soon as we finish, it goes on to another job, including the elephants, which I'm amazed are actually real. We've already built the TARDIS. So this has been here 2 or 3 days now. Any time we build it on set, we cover it in this black cover. Standing outside for 3 days is never going to do any good. So this is just weather protection. The TARDIS is probably the most iconic bit of the show. So it helps us keep a bit of a lower profile. I mean, you say that, but we then got lighting machines. So I'm not sure how much of a low profile we've got.
There's a great big classic scene in the middle where the hero and the anti-hero dance with each other. They are trying to fight an enemy who live on drama, who live on sensation and appearance and scandal.
We are scandalous.
Jack Murphy is the choreographer of this episode, and he's a phenomenal guy and a phenomenal artist.
And he actually is the choreographer for Bridgerton, so he was on very sort of familiar territory choreographing the Regency dances.
He was explaining to me how dance was not, in this scenario, isn't a performative dance, it's a social dance.
How is this my actual dream?
It's brilliant, isn't it? I think one of the things I do is, because of the acting background, I'm always saying, what are you doing to that person? What do you want from that person? And that's where I feel our recognition of style comes from.
It didn't feel like we were learning anything clinically. It didn't feel like we were learning the dance steps clinically. Like he'd always root it in artistic intent.
It's like instant Strictly.
A tango has a very particular quality where the eye contact between the two dancers is supposed to be completely unbroken. So we sent our Steadicam operator, Martin, to rehearse with them so that he could plan this shot with them and so that they knew where he would be and he knew where they would be. But that also meant that Jonathan and Ncuti had to learn the dance properly and that there was no sort of hiding behind an edit. We have to use one whole unbroken take.
And I was learning how to follow, and I'd never followed before. And I started to cry in the dance rehearsal because there was something about releasing and letting somebody lead that you rarely get the experience of as a man, particularly in this kind of formal dance.
I watched their tango and I cried. I wasn't even on camera and I just cried because I was like, I feel so emotional and like proud. I don't know, it was just such a revolutionary scene.
There's a moment in the dance where the lights go out and it's a spotlight on the two of us dancing. There was no one else in the room but Ncuti. It took me to a completely different place with him, like we were in the stars together dancing.
The worlds I could show you, Rogue. Let's argue across the stars.
Gold protocols, everyone. Positions, helipad doors to open.
TARDIS Vector 1.
On the bridge. Give me the loving!
Rosalinda!
Oh, it's been so long. How was your man? How's your uncle? Oh, good. Ruby, Rose, Ruby. Two different shades of red.
Doctor, welcome back aboard.
Kate. Ruby, this is Kate. We love Kate. I knew Kate's dad. He was the best of men. That is the Vlinks.
Greetings.
Oh, nice upgrade.
Hot metal doctor.
Colonel Ibrahim, someone has been working out.
I try. I get busy, you know.
Looking good, sir. Hi, sorry, I didn't get your name.
Harriet, head of the archive.
Harriet, nice to meet you.
And I'm Morris Gibbons, Unit Scientific Advisor, 13 years old, accelerated genius. Thanks for passing, asteroid.
13 years old. Nice to meet you, Morris Gibbons.
Nice to meet you.
Ruby, this is Morris Gibbons.
Nice to meet you, Ruby.
Okay. All of you, I need your help. Because something really weird keeps happening. Everywhere I land, a woman appears. Look. So she is a comms officer in the planet Pacifico Del Rio. She's someone's mum in fine time. She's an ambulance. She's a portrait in 1813, and the list goes on. Planet Slug, she's a Slug mom. Planet Varsite, she is a Griffin. The fivefold configuration, she's a Bleed. So she's everywhere. She must be here. So I'm hoping that UNIT can find her and analyze her. She's always middle-aged, about so high, 60, slim, fair hair. What? What is it?
And right on cue.
This is when it changes. This is when the whole world is changed by me. All right. Thank you.
Susan Triad, IT genius. And today she's releasing her software worldwide free of charge, a gift from S Triad Technology.
Oh man, don't you see? It's an anagram. S Triad spells out TARDIS. The name is TARDIS Technology.
Well, obviously, thank you.
Even I got that.
That is why we've been watching her. Because it spells TARDIS, we know that. But why?
It's not just that. Never mind the anagram. Look at her name. Isn't that the point, Doctor? She's called Susan.
Is that significant?
Susan is the name of my granddaughter.
What is that?
Doctor, what is that thing? Where's Colonel Chidozi? Don't go into the window. Don't go into the window. Stay where you are.
Chidozi, where are you? Are you in there? Winston, are you in that shape?
Colonel Chidozi, you will report at once. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Doctor, when is that thing? Is it now or is it 2004?
What is it though? Has it come from my mother?
I don't know.
Is it us? Has it come for us?
I don't know.
Colonel Chidozi, please report. Morris, can you get any readings?
Warning. He's off the scale. That thing is hot, it's cold, it's radioactive, it's dead, it's everything. I don't know.
I know its name. It's the Beast. Winston, where are you? Are you still in this room? Colonel Chidozi, please report.
Where are you, GML?
GML.
That's him.
He's alive.
Hey, soldier. I'm Celia, Tameside girl. We're trying to see. Are you inside that thing?
No.
Then where are you?
I am lost.
Okay, but we can find you. We can help. Just look around and tell us. Where are you?
I am in hell.
Colonel, I need to know. Can you tell us what's happening?
It's seen me. It's seen right into my soul. And it's so old.
What is it?
Waiting.
What is?
It's been waiting for so long.
There is the toy maker, the god of games. There is Trickster, the god of traps. There is Maestro, the god of music. There is Reprobate, the god of spite. There is the Mara, the god of beasts. And the threefold deity of malice and mischief and misery.
Warning. Manifestation.
There are gods of skin and shame and secrets. There is Insensate, the god of disaster, and her children who doubt and dread. And standing on high is the mother and father and other of them all.
Whatever it is, here it comes.
For the god of all gods has returned, and his names are many. His name has been Set, and Seth, and Sithafar. And his one true name forevermore is Sutekh.
It was the wrong anagram.
Probably trap. 100%.
Now get away from her. Both of you. Don't let her touch you.
Get back. Leave her alone.
You said you were a doctor. Why didn't you try to help?
Sutekh is the god of death, and by his hand all creation shall fall into dust and ashes and ruin.
The god of death. I am the night. I am the terror. I am the loss. And all life will perish at my hand.
Did you think I was family, Doctor? for you. And for all your tiny, vile, incessant universe.
This is the big two-part finale, the first two-part story that Ncuti's ever done.
All the titans of Doctor Who were back. Gemma Redgrave, Bonnie Langford, Yasmin Finney.
It's epic. It's back in unit. Oh, it's terrific.
When Russell delivered this script, and I was so excited by it, is absolutely fantastic.
I've never been on anything like it. It's crazy, it's really great.
I think it's going to be really quite scary.
The Dr. Laz back at unit catches up with all those faces from his past. I hadn't been back to unit since I was in my pants, and so it was nice to return fully clothed, top and bottoms.
Susan is the name of my granddaughter.
It was nice having, like, I think it was a group of 10 of us, and we got to have loads of different personalities, nice dynamics between different characters.
Ruby, this is Kate.
Just having that whole group save the world power stance that was great in the scene.
Go protocols, everyone. Helipad doors to open.
It's a gang, some old faces, some new faces, and we're a great team.
A unit is a completely different thing to what it once was. I mean, now it's very, very glitzy, very glam.
But we knew that already, didn't we?
Kate's got a chrysalis theory. Although it looks, you know, amazing and it's all quite glam and glossy and very up to date, there's things like, you know, people have got stuff on their desks like, you know, lip balm and hand cream and pictures of their dogs and, you know, so it's got this normality about it as well.
Yeah, I've never been on anything like it. Because when I watch these things, I usually think that, oh, half of that's green screen. But on this, it genuinely isn't. It's literally always you see it. It's crazy. It's really great.
I wanted a nice big arrival at unit for the Doctor. David Tennant had a fantastic arrival at this tower where he arrived by helicopter and got shown through, and I thought, well, I've got to beat that. Got to give Ncuti an even bigger entrance.
And when Russell wrote this, everybody's so excited and goes, what an incredible entrance. But the reality is, how do you actually do something like this? I'd love to say we had some amazing, fantastic VFX techniques. The truth is, all we did was we rolled a tennis ball down the aisle and all the characters looked and followed for their eye lines, and then we tracked it with the camera, and then afterwards we put the VFX of the TARDIS in.
Throwing a ball at TARDIS.
Doors and TARDIS.
Aced it in one.
You have to imagine the arrival of the TARDIS, and everybody has to imagine it in exactly the same place.
They just rolled the tennis ball and we basically had to like keep our eye line quite high and follow the tennis ball as if it was the TARDIS.
It works, so long as they get it going at the right speed, yeah.
Doctor on the bridge.
Without a doubt, the time window was one of the most complex things I have ever shot in my life. There was actually quite a simple way to do it, which is we just green screened the entire thing, and this is a lot of the time what they would do on Hollywood movies. But we went the Doctor Who way and tried to do it as practical as possible, and to be honest, it made things so much more difficult on set, but I don't regret it for a second.
So, as always, everything starts with the concept design. Some of the earlier sketches are done in Photoshop by our concept team. Once these concept pieces are detailed out, they'll get closer and closer to establishing the look, and then they'll result in a final piece that establishes the look for us. We're sort of helped because that location on Ruby Road is an actual location. So we will go and we will take either a LiDAR scan or a photogrammetry scan of that location. So what that does is it gives us the 3D data that we can turn into models. So once we get that model data, we bring it into Unreal Engine. And we would experiment with what are called post-process effects to see if we can get sort of the bleached out look, the VHS shash effect look, and that kind of a thing. and then connect it to some projectors that would project on Gau's screen, and that Unreal Engine environment will project directly to those screens.
This thing is running way beyond maximum.
Should we stop?
No way.
So this is a really quick glimpse of the environment that we built inside of Unreal. Our CG environment that we created in Unreal, that is camera tracked. So what that means is when a DOP is shooting an actor, the background set inside Unreal, a CG set that doesn't exist, will move with the camera, creating the illusion that the camera is shooting the actor at that location.
Actually having it physically has helped us in the edit, but more so, I think it helped the actors in the performance as well.
Can she see you? Did my mother see you?
I don't know why she was pointing at me.
The design team obviously made it so real and so perfect that it was hard not to act around it. It was just so fun.
It fulfilled all expectations. I was like, yes, this is a time window.
So this is the projection as it looks as it was shot on the day.
It's Ruby Road.
In 2004? We did it!
And as you can see, other than a little bit of color grading, the look is almost entirely there in the shot.
That is the Blinks. Nice upgrade. Hot metal Doctor.
The first version of the Blinks is very broken down. It's all kind of rusty. He's been pulled out the wreckage of a spaceship somewhere. And then Russell decided he wants the Blinks back, and he's had a bit of a dust up, bit of a clean up, and he wanted them all chrome and metallics.
Oh my god, the Blinks was so cool. I mean, just for him the actor, to be in that costume all day, he's probably got a harder job than all of us.
Well, I'm sweating already and I haven't started yet, so we're inside a wetsuit underneath all of this, also, just in case there's any risk of me cooling down. I think I'm in every scene, and I mean, most of it is just, as part of the furniture, really, so it's inevitable that I'm going to be in it for long periods. When the director comes up to talk to me, I have no idea he's there.
The Flinks is one of those crazy Doctor Who characters that the show wouldn't be the show without it. Even though he's a lot of the time in the background, I really wanted to make him part of the story. So we worked a lot on different movements and different ways that he was always there and we could always interact.
Every creature you do has a sort of different requirements. This one's mostly endurance, so he's half a droid, basically. And for me, I think there'd be an element of mechanical sort of action to the movement, so you can get that slight lock in the movement on the head. But I don't want to overdo it too much. My head and my arms are kind of all I've got. I can't really move the upper body. I can twist a little bit and stuff like that. So I put a tiny little bit of lock on the head, and other than that, nothing really very elaborate. So.
Did you think I was family, Doctor?
Our skull faces, the look of that is driven by Russell. He's very clear about his ideas in the script, and in this he said it's a skull. It's a skull been kind of grafted on, drawn out, created in the face, but without making it look like a zombie, because that's the obvious thing. As soon as you do cheekbones and all of that skeletal face, it would be very easy to see them as zombies, and we didn't want zombies. A skull looks like very much a domed part of the upper head, so I've pushed the hairline back so you hopefully feel more skull-like up here.
These masks were amazing because they'd done a scan of our faces so they fit beautifully. And these incredible prosthetic geniuses came and 4 hours later turned into Skull Susan and all the other different prosthetics that we had to have on.
But I think her turning around with that face, it was a good old-fashioned Doctor Who chill.
You said you were a doctor. Why don't you try to help?
Then we've got the lenses as well. Once you get these kind of dark pits of the eyes can disappear a lot. So it was a case of trying to pop the eyes out and also link that to Sutekh. So we've got the red lenses which match to Sutekh. So you've got some sort of connection between the two.
Whatever it is, here it comes.
So at the end, you get everything coming together. it turns out to be literally one of the oldest and greatest enemies that the Doctor has ever faced.
And his one true name forevermore is
Sutekh. Genuinely an all-time great of Doctor Who.
What is it?
It's a remembered TARDIS. Bits and pieces of every TARDIS that ever was, held together by hopes and wishes and luck.
Wait, does this thing work? Can it fly?
No idea. No, we need that. Tie that lever down. All those switches down, yeah? See these wires? Tie them together. Tie them tight.
Doctor! We're on fire! Is this thing safe?
Absolute death trap, Melanie B. That's better. Nice and easy. Okay. See? That hook is a molecular bond. It's like intelligent rope.
What do you mean, like?
Intelligent glove. That was the first day we met. Man, I am so sorry. You've got to stabilize. So without the time windows memories, we go kaboom. That screen is holding the TARDIS together.
Okay. So what did I miss? Every Susan triad, they were innocent. They were all real.
Absolutely real. Every time the TARDIS would land, it would roll her out like... Okay, so the TARDIS has a perception filter. So it doesn't get noticed, it just sits there kind of unseen. Because it casts a field around it at 66.7 meters exactly.
73 yards.
How do you know that?
I don't know, I just do.
Funny things happen at 73 yards. People say that you can see things. So, Sutekh, he used this field, but he used it massively. He focused his mind and created a whole new person everywhere I'd land. Her perception means that she fitted in. She had character, she had history, she had a truth.
But Doctor, you landed on Earth 100 times.
I think she was reborn every time. Each time the TARDIS would land, the idea of that woman would get stronger and stronger. By 2024, she was Susan Triad, this monumental figure.
What's she done? Sutekh called her an angel of death. What did she do?
The dust of death.
Maybe this is for you.
Waiting for so long.
You great big god of nothing.
Because I knew Sutekh. I knew. She's too cold. Listen to me. This way.
Russell, what if you see again? What happens if you bring death to death? You bring life!
We fought a monster. And now, I must become a monster.
Sutekh! Because you turned me into this! I am the one that brings death.
Wait till you see her at 10 years old. Dressed up as David Bowie.
It won't be long. We're just gonna catch up and a pizza, and Mum set up a bed in Gran's room so Louise can stay the night. And then we can head off, you and me.
Where to?
Wherever you want.
Ruby.
Come out and join. I've told her so much about you. She knows everything. And... Hold on, sorry, leave that. And, no, I said life with the Doctor is just mad. And... Hang on, I better... Oh my God. I think they found him. My dad, William, they think... Because it turns out his mum and dad still live at the same address, but she never told him, my mum, my real mum. So she never told Will about me, so he doesn't even know I exist. So we've got to go, and...
Your life is out there now. I've shown you monsters and planets, legends, but this, honey, your adventure is just beginning.
You could call and see my dad. You don't do that, do you? Will I ever see you again?
Of course you will. Of course you will.
Your own granddaughter. You left her and never went back.
And that was my mistake. Maybe I'll find her again one day. But you, Ruby Sunday, I will see again. Because you changed me. I talk about family in a way that I never did before. It's because of you. You have made my life bigger and better. And now, Ruby Sunday. Goodbye.
Damn you, Sutekh! In the name of life itself!
I love a finale. It is the Doctor coming up against one of the greatest enemies he'll ever face in his life.
The whole universe has died, and it's scary.
She was so awful.
It's huge, it's exciting, it's the biggest thing we've mounted so far, and it's properly thrilling. So I wanted to deliberately bring back a very ancient enemy, last seen in 1975 in an astonishing story called Pyramids of Mars.
What was all that Egyptian stuff?
Cultural appropriation.
Sutekh actually wasn't a god of death in the past. He was an Assyrian. He was from the planet Osiris, those 50 years in the time vortex, and the arrival into the universe of the pantheon of gods has kind of evolved Sutekh to become the head of that pantheon.
We had a discussion of what we wanted to maintain from the original design and what we wanted to reinvent. We wanted to replicate the sort of original aesthetic, not just Sutekh's silhouette, but his costume and his raiments and that kind of a thing, but not have him particularly sit in any sort of culture or specific time period, just that he looked ancient, malevolent, and evil. We had a discussion of how far we wanted to go down the creature route. We would take a look at the original Russell sketches, and then we'd start to detail it and come up with variations. Once we approximate a shape and a motif for the character, then that gets generated as key art to allow us to see what this creature would finally look like on screen. When it comes to a full CG character and we're trying to realize it, we start taking a look at how we're going to execute this idea in 3D space. One of the tools that I will use is a VR headset. But it's a wonderful way of sketching out an idea and getting a sense of how Sutekh as a CG creature would fit in the unit ops space. We'll then kind of take it further and we'll develop a fully realized piece of key art, so we have a better understanding of what that creature is going to be like when he's confronting the Doctor.
It's an evolution of Sutekh, one of the oldest and greatest enemies that the Doctor has ever faced.
Submit to the will of Sutekh.
Good morning,
Good
darling.
morning. I have to put my prosthetics on today. It's a big day today. Bismillah. Good morning, everybody. It was terrific to put on because there I was suddenly being completely different and quite horrific, and surprisingly I quite liked it. I'm quite pleased that this bit's coming off my nose. Yeah. It's quite like... Ooh,
Reviving, isn't it?
Good morning. I'm like a cat with my little pink nose sticking out.
It's really cute.
It involves an awful lot, so many different skills, so much knowledge. It has changed an awful lot since I was first on Doctor Who. It was all a little bit sort of sticky back plastic and with a wing and a prayer. I was trying to explain it to Shooty and Millie yesterday. Shooty and Millie are brilliant, and they've just welcomed me so openly. It's just great to have that joy. This is why you should take your vitamins. Never looked better. Well, that's my morning. It's a little bit different. See you on set. We were shooting in City Hall, and it's a place where people go to get married. There were these people, bless their hearts, all dressed up with their fascinators and their smart clothes on. And there's this mad, crazy lady looking like she's got half a skull head.
It's kind of like a wet look. A wet hair look, which is super fashion. Bonnie disappeared and it was just a soldier of Sutekh, which was terrifying. My little Bonnie became like a skull with fashion hair.
She died. She died. Ruby, I'm sorry. I loved you, Mel.
The Doctor has so much love for Mel. She's seen him in many an iteration. So for him now to see her in this iteration was like heartbreaking.
Give.
Sutekh. The name.
And she killed that performance. Her voice, her physicality, and everything she was doing was just so... It was like Bonnie's possessed.
She was so awful. The whole look is just so extreme. It's fabulous.
Throughout this series, it's been littered with Russell T Davies moments of genius, but up there has to be the Remembered TARDIS. What an incredible idea.
What is it?
It's a Remembered TARDIS.
The time window jammed memories of the TARDIS together. It actually then becomes a time machine because it's so powerful.
It's just this tiny, tiny little space with everything from every TARDIS that's ever been. Like, how cool.
In the same way, over years you might tell the same story, and as you remember it, you sort of remember details differently. That's how it's been put together.
Bits and pieces of every TARDIS that ever was, held together by hopes and wishes and luck.
When I saw Colin, Sixth Doctor's coat, it was really quite emotional. I didn't expect to feel that way.
It's just such a beautiful set, and it had loads of little Easter eggs from other Doctors. Everyone was deciding which one should we steal.
You could press pause at any moment and there'll be something in there for you.
Old sonic screwdrivers, old props.
Amy Pond had her suitcase.
There was a pair of red heels. It's my wife's heels that I've stolen.
We've built a version of Tom Baker's console upside down as a ceiling piece.
The mini jukebox was so cute. That I might steal.
As beautiful and special as it was, the reality of shooting in it was an absolute nightmare. It is tiny. I wanted to get the camera off the tripods and off the dollies and the cranes and get it onto our shoulders and actually get in there with the actors as well.
We're on fire! Is this thing safe?
Absolute death trap.
I wanted that claustrophobic feel. It's all about trying to make the audience feel that they're in those spaces, and I think hopefully we managed to achieve that.
It's been a real joy, and it's been built with absolute love, that thing. A love of Doctor Who.
Lots of the guys in the department are really passionate about Doctor Who. With them, they bring a huge amount of knowledge and enthusiasm.
It's got this longevity, it's got this history, and let's celebrate that and make that part of its foundations, and that makes it special.
So we've got a really exciting stunt scene. There's going to be a blue beam that shoots out from inside the TARDIS, and the TARDIS will fly all the way up the ramp here, knock out the two enemies walking up the aisle. We've got two amazing stunt doubles that are doing this great stunt.
We've got two girls being hit by the TARDIS, and in the script it references Skittles, so that's why we've got that effect going on. It's pretty tight, the space, so we have to be really sort of spot on where she lands, because there's all sharp edges and things like that.
The stunt guys go really high up into the air, and it's a bit of a fall as well, so we have to have everything specifically planned, and we're only going to get a few goes at it.
Bonnie and I, we said we could do this stuff.
I want to do it! You won't let me do it! I'm not Tom Cruise!
3, 2, 1, action!
Well, now the Doctor voyages forward, and guess what always happens to the Doctor every so often? Christmas. Here comes Christmas.
Into the vortex.
I can't give away much more, but work has begun on it already, and it's mad. It's one of the maddest Christmas specials we've ever seen. It's epic. It goes to so many different places, and it's a great story of who the Doctor is when he's alone.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.